FAJITA and a whole lot of enthusiasm out here. We're here at Day Without Latinx as people from all over the state push for proposals to help immigrant families. I'll have a live report coming up.
And Democrats are raising questions about Attorney General William Barr's credibility after a letter reveals he knew the special counsel was unhappy with his summary of the Russia report.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Wednesday afternoon. A little warmer out there today, but still, you might want to keep the umbrella handy. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has a look at your first alert forecast. Make it stop.
Thankfully, the good news here, our rain chances decreasing through the rest of the afternoon. Still a slight chance for a spotty shower or two. Not going to rule it out. But we're not going to have anything heavy come through for us through the rest of the afternoon and the evening. It's just a little dreary outside. Here's a live look of Platteville right now with our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. It is cloudy, cloudy, cloudy outside. Somewhere behind all that, I swear there is still some sunshine out there. Our Doppler track is quiet. Again, no real threat for any more moisture sliding through this afternoon. Just a slight chance to see another sprinkle or two. Temperature-wise, we're at 46 in Madison, still 52 in Rockford and 53 in Moline, so that warmer air is to the south for us. But still, compared to this time yesterday, we have jumped just a few degrees, a 3-degree warm-up in Madison. So not a lot. It's just not quite as cool for us outside right now. That's the good news. It's a little breezy coming from the northwest, though, in the single digits. We don't have to worry about any wind gusts this afternoon. We don't have to worry about much rain this afternoon. We're just concerned, of course, about the cloud coverage. We'll take a close look at our next rain chance, though. We're not out of the woods before the end of the week in just a few minutes. Mark?
And the tornado siren's going off. It's the monthly test.
Practice.
So
Practice
if you
and
hear
test.
that going off, do not worry.
No, no, no. Cloudy sky, but it's not a threatening sky right now.
All right, that's good news. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Dana. Thank you. People from all over the state are descending upon the state capitol this afternoon to advocate for proposals aimed to help immigrant families. The group Voces de la Frontera say that tens of thousands of people are on strike, forcing more than 100 businesses to close today. Our Rose Schmidt joins us live from the center of the action outside of the State House. Rose?
Hi, Mark. Yes, we've heard music, chants of FAJITA, and a whole lot of enthusiasm out here as hundreds, if not thousands, of immigrant workers and their families push for proposals that will help their community for Day Without Latinx. They're here for what they call a statewide mobilization to urge state lawmakers to pass Governor Evers' plan to make driver's licenses available to people living in the country illegally. Up until 2007, anyone in Wisconsin could obtain a license regardless of immigration status. Governor Evers has been pushing for this plan, but it will likely be blocked by the Republican-controlled state legislature. The group Voces de la Frontera says tens of thousands of people are on strike, forcing more than 100 businesses to close today. We've seen not only groups like Voces, but also prominent Madison city leaders today, like Police Chief Mike Koval and Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. Now, the people out here today say that they will be here at least until 2 o'clock to make sure that they get their message across. Back to you, Mark.
Making prices for college 2 times.
Into the Channel 3000 Alert Center now. The White House has notified Congress it will request another $337 million for border security. A portion of that money will be used to support troops deployed there. The number of border apprehensions and denials of people admitted to enter the U.S. spiked to more than 90,000 in March. That's up from 66,000 the previous month. The Trump administration calls the increase a crisis. Attorney General William Barr is testifying before Congress about his role in the release of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. This morning, he told the Senate Judiciary Committee he was, quote, surprised that Mueller did not make a determination about whether or not to charge President Trump with obstruction of justice. Barr testified he made the decision based on the evidence Mueller laid out.
Evidence developed during the special counsel's investigation was not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense.
The testimony comes hours after news broke that Mueller told Barr that he was, quote, frustrated with Barr's original summary of the report. In a letter last month, Mueller told Barr his message to Congress, quote, did not fully capture the context, nature, and substance of Mueller's views on obstruction of justice. Barr previously denied knowing where Mueller stood on the summary, leading to Democrats questioning his credibility and impartiality today. A vigil is planned today at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, where police say a 22-year-old man killed 2 people and wounded 4 others. Yesterday, the police say the gunman, 22-year-old Thurston Terrell, was sitting with other students for about 10 minutes, then pulled out a pistol and opened fire. The governor is promising reforms to keep guns off the state's campuses. New at noon, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin is announcing the Wisconsin Alzheimer's Disease Research Center at UW-Madison is getting a $3 million grant. That money will come from the National Institutes of Health. More than 5 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease, and that number is projected to grow by millions in the next decade. The federal funding will help Wisconsin continue to accelerate groundbreaking research. And if you missed Drug Take-Back Day over the weekend, UW Health is offering another safe way for you to dispose of prescription medications. They're putting consumer drug take-back receptacles in a handful of buildings, including UW Health at the American Center, the University Hospital West Clinic, Union Corners, and the Arboretum Clinic. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
A basic tossed salad is usually not the highlight of any meal. But today's change of pace salad is so good, it's likely to take center stage. Here in the test kitchen, we think salad should be part of almost every dinner. But night after night, if you don't mix things up, it can get pretty mundane. So I figured I would share a simple cucumber salad that always gets rave reviews. We start by trimming the ends off a couple of cucumbers. As for peeling them, that's up to you. But for me, I like to stripe them with a peeler. As for the easiest way to slice them, we could use a sharp knife. But if you have a mandolin, now would be a good time to dig it out. To that, we add some thinly sliced scallions and a good amount of chopped red bell pepper. Now, in a separate bowl, we make our dressing by combining some sour cream, white vinegar, a bit of sugar, and a little salt and pepper. Once that's mixed, we'll toss this with the veggies so that all the flavors can blend together. What's nice about this is we can make it and then let it sit in the fridge so it's ready when we are. And whether we serve it as is or over some mixed greens, get ready for a fresh tasting salad. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our crisp cucumber salad so you'll have it on hand when you feel like you need a change of pace. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crisp and refreshing way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. We have the showers in the forecast today and tomorrow. But meteorologist Dana Fulton says we have some sunshine to look forward to this weekend. Her first alert forecast is coming up. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues and call our hotline. Volunteers to help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. Instagram will be testing out some new changes that might cut down on our obsession with counting likes. Diane King Hall explains in today's Money Watch report.
Wall Street traded higher in the early action as investors waited for the end of the Federal Reserve's latest policy meeting. Better than expected results from Apple helped fuel gains in the market. Private sector hiring ramped up last month. According to payroll processor ADP, employers added 275,000 jobs. That was far better than expected. Mid-sized businesses accounted for the lion's share of hiring, and service providers brought on the most workers during the month. Meanwhile, a new survey by Microsoft finds Siri and Google's virtual assistants are the most used voice assistants. The technology is becoming more widespread, with 72% of survey respondents saying they have used a digital assistant within the past 6 months. Amazon's Alexa came in third, with 25% of people saying they use that device. And bad news for influencers. It could get harder to tell who is Insta famous. Instagram announced at its developer conference yesterday it will be testing a new feature that hides public like counts on photos. The test will not show likes on users' profiles or on the Instagram home feed. Only the poster will be able to see how many likes they get. Instagram says it wants users to focus on the actual content of the videos and photos rather than how many likes someone can get. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Dan, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's up almost 14 points. The NASDAQ up almost 19, but the S&P 500 is down about a half a point. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. She's in the radio suite. At least the rain stopped for a little bit.
Well, for a little bit, but it's going to take a couple days before we clean things up out there. And that's got the market talking today, Mark, as far as traders are concerned. The big question now, we're on the 1st of May, and how many acres are going to switch from planting corn to planting soybeans? That's something that a lot of Wisconsin farmers are talking about as well. So while the weather forecast is still the overriding factor, we're seeing that our corn and our wheat are a little bit stronger on the midday. The soybeans, as you might expect, a little bit lower. This water is also continuing to cause challenges with our folks along the Mississippi River. My elevators in Dubuque, in La Crosse, unable to really get things going because of the high water there. Wisconsin dairy farmers got a little good news for a change. The month of March, their milk price went up $1 to $17.30 a hundredweight. That's $1 more than they were paid in February, $1.10 per hundredweight more than they were paid for the milk March of 2018. The all milk price about 20 cents higher than what Wisconsin farmers were paid. The lowest milk price in the nation, New Mexico at $15.90 a hundredweight, followed by Michigan in the number 2 spot, $16.50 a hundredweight. Minnesota saw the biggest increase in their milk price. It went up $1.10 compared to a year ago. So again, like I said, finally a trend I'm happy to talk about when it comes to our dairy prices in Wisconsin. No change again today on barrel cheese. It stays at $1.63. 40-pound block cheese down a penny at $1.66 1/4. The double A butter today unchanged at $2.26 3/4. So like I said, little good news for our dairy farmers out there, but I'm afraid this extended wet weather that we're looking at and even cool temperatures. You know, the soil temperature up in Stevens Point is still only 38 degrees in the top 4 inches of soil. Here in Madison, it's 44. That's a pretty big range that we're going to have to try to close pretty quick if we want to get that seed in the ground.
And what do you want it to be, around 50?
Yeah, 50. 50 for corn, upper 40s for soybeans. So again, that's why we're seeing a lot of emphasis on what are we going to go with.
Got a ways to go. Hopefully it'll warm up soon.
Yeah, or send long underwear to the earthworms.
All right, I think we'll hope for a warm-up instead. Thank you, Pam. And Dana is here now with what are our chances of that happening?
Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a few days before we see any sort of hop in our temperatures, but we are going to get a little closer to average by the weekend. I know I've got friends with seedlings just lining their windowsills right now, waiting to put them all outside too. I would recommend just maybe another week and a half or so if you're trying to work on your own garden. Looking at our visible cloud check right now, we are cloudy throughout the entire state. Most of our rainfall, though, came through this morning. That's the good news. We aren't really looking at much of a chance for showers throughout the rest of the afternoon. Most of that moisture is now off to the east, but the cloud track stays with us all the way through the plains and the northern Midwest. Everyone just enjoying a very dreary Wednesday for us. Our Doppler track's quiet throughout the state right now. Again, the heavier showers are off to the east for us. In the last 24 hours, we've picked up just around 1/10 of an inch for areas south of Dane County, southeast, and then stretching up towards the Dells, Camp Douglas, near Viroqua, even picking up just around 1/10 of an inch for us. Again, that's in the last 24 hours, but so far this week, we're looking at totals a little closer to 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Most of the rain has really stayed to the south. The heavier rainfall, you have to go down towards Belvedere to pick up just about 1/2 inch of rain or to see that much accumulation. The ground's still very saturated. We're going to have a bit of a break tonight with some cloud coverage. By Thursday, we have a chance for showers in the late morning and early afternoon. But again, most of that rain is really going to stay towards Illinois for us. We'll stay cloudy through Thursday evening and overnight. And then by Friday, we finally get some sun, and that sunshine is going to help our temperatures hop a little closer to average in the afternoon. Friday, we have a partly sunny sky. Saturday, also expecting a partly sunny sky. It's not until we get into Sunday afternoon that we'll have another threat for showers start to knock on the door and move on in for the end of the weekend. So we get to enjoy our Saturday first. That's the good news. 60s. Temperatures are going to steadily climb a few more degrees. It looks like we may get closer to the low 50s rather than the mid 50s for afternoon highs. We were hoping for the mid 50s. Not sure that's going to happen right now. Cloudy for us throughout Thursday morning, and then that shower chance starts to creep in later in the morning and early afternoon. Again, favored south of us, south of the state line, but most of that rainfall that does cross the state line will be in the southeast corner. Sunshine by Friday, and that's going to help our temperatures climb to the lower 60s. Now tonight, of course, as we look towards severe weather season, not quite there just yet. Weather's come tonight, but if you are looking at getting your weather radio, you can go ahead and pick one up at Hy-Vee or at Fleet Farm. They're really great because you can program exactly to your county or the surrounding counties. You get alerts directly from the National Weather Service. Gary Canalti is actually going to be at Hy-Vee this evening from 5 until 7 p.m. to help you program your radio. A lot of buttons on there, so if you can't figure out exactly what to push, you can have Gary do it for you. Again, that's going to be from 5 to 7 at the Hy-Vee in Fitchburg. Temperatures will steadily climb a few more degrees, but we're not really going to hop up much just because it is so cloudy outside. Planning on an overnight low temperature falling a little closer to 43 for us as we head into your Thursday morning. Again, that rain chance was just for us in this morning. We're not looking at much of a threat for showers throughout the rest of the afternoon. Slight chance for some drizzle in spots, isolated drizzle, but that's really it. Tomorrow, the chance late morning and early afternoon. And then we have sun coming back for Friday and Saturday. And temperatures should be much better also by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. I know we're itching to get back to the 60s. We already hit 80 this year, so dwelling in the 50s is a little bit of a
It's May 1st. We need those flowers.
It would be great. Right now we're just dealing with a few more May showers.
Stuck.
Stuck.
All right. Thank you, Dana. Coming up next at noon, Angie Horkin is here from the Wisconsin Beef Council to show us some beef fajita and taco recipes to make for Cinco de Mayo this weekend. That's coming up next. Angie Horkin is here from the Wisconsin Beef Council, getting us ready to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and Dana saw steak, so she's here as well.
I did. I drifted right on over. Everything smells so
You're going to help make tacos.
good. Okay.
We're going to start with Angie. What do you got?
Okay, so it's May. It's grilling season.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got two.
Eventually.
Someday.
Two grilled steak recipes, and they're perfect for Cinco de Mayo because I got flank steak, which is very traditional in Hispanic Mexican cooking, flank and skirt. But you have to plan ahead because you have to marinate your flank, and I marinate 24 hours. And this is super simple. I just put it in some salsa verde.
Oh,
Okay.
So to marinate it in a baggie, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And that was it. And then I grilled it just inside on the stovetop. But I got a bed of romaine, and then when I was grilling my steak, I grilled onion and red pepper and a little poblano pepper, and then put those on top. And then I've got the grilled flank steak.
And you're marinating because it's a little tough otherwise.
Yes, marinate for tenderness, because otherwise your flank, I've seen recipes where you don't have to marinate flank, but it's tough.
Just better if you do.
It's just better, and it's tough to do, and it's tough to eat. It's
When you
better
get a
if
workout
you do.
eating, that's
Right. So
That looks
just
great.
got it, and then the salsa verde doubles as the dressing.
But not what you marinate in, it's just fresh.
And, right. Don't use your steak or your salsa that you marinate in unless you bring it to a boil, but just throw it away. And then top with a little jicama.
A what?
Jicama. So
I
it's
don't know
kind of
what
like
that
a big root.
Veggie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a veggie.
Root veggie.
Okay.
So that's our fajita steak salad
Looks
with
perfect.
grilled flank.
great.
Then we have adobo beef tacos. So I have flat iron. So flat iron is actually a tender steak, second most tender cut behind the tenderloin.
Really?
But I did use a little bit of the homemade salsa on the flat iron for flavor. So the homemade salsa you make in a blender. So 1 can of the little chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, a big handful of cilantro, and some garlic, salt and pepper, lemon juice, and then drizzle in olive oil. So not many ingredients, so you make that. It's got a little bite to it because those chipotle peppers.
Just a little kick.
You get a little kick. So I will put on the flat iron, and I just got some corn shells, and then we top with some cotija cheese. Cotija. Some avocado, some cilantro, and then the recipe has pickled red onions. So I made these myself, so they pickle in 24 hours.
Avocado.
So in here is black peppercorns, a couple sprigs of fresh thyme, kind of different.
Okay.
And then you put in your red onion. So that was not even a whole red onion. I just shoved it full, sliced it thin. And then I brought to a boil honey, tequila, and apple cider vinegar.
Oh, that's so good.
And put that on top of the onions.
Don't forget this.
And then sealed it up. Let it sit out about an hour. Oh, and there's some salt in there for the pickling. And then shake it up, and then put it in the fridge. And you want to let them marinate 24 hours.
It looks spectacular.
And they are good.
All right,
Okay.
recipes
Yes.
online.
Online, beeftips.com. Click on As Seen on TV. You'll find these recipes plus a lot of other great grilling recipes.
Get them ready for Sunday, Cinco de Mayo. Angie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
And the weather will be kind of nice by Sunday.
By Sunday, we're looking at temperatures being just a little better. At least Saturday, if you can grill out a little bit. Sunday afternoon, we have those shower chances creeping on in. Temps will be in the low 60s for Friday, upper 60s by Saturday. As far as today is concerned, though, cloudy sky for the rest of the afternoon with a slight chance for a few drizzle spots. Still pretty cool outside. Tomorrow, we will have a mostly cloudy sky with showers creeping in later in the morning and then potentially lingering into the early afternoon. But then we dry up finally by Friday and Saturday. A pretty decent end to the week.
Be nice to have a couple dry days.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.